I'm gonna go sit, but come on in, get yourself settled. You have a mat, great to kind of lay that out. I'm gonna be honest, I'm feeling really run down today. I'm feeling really tired and I'm achy and all that stuff. And I woke up and I was like, oh, I really don't feel like doing this. And I feel like that's actually kind of important to share and talk about, because I really want to emphasize that these 10 minutes that we take doing this like mini flow is not so much about, oh, like we're accomplishing a task or we're doing this thing to kind of cross it off our list, or I was good today, I did some 10-minute yoga. It's really about taking some time to step away from whatever it is you're doing and to just be like, how am I feeling today? We live in a culture where it's very go, 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 hustle, hustle, hustle. You will rest when you're dead, like that kind of energy. And rest is not looked at as something that's productive. And not everyone has an opportunity to rest. I completely understand that. But I think what I'm trying to incorporate here is that we're taking 10 minutes to just see how we're feeling, to just ask ourselves, like, how am I right now? I'm sore. For right now, I'm sore, I'm achy, I'm really tired, I feel really run down. And so I'm like, okay, that's not a bad thing. I'm not going to get frustrated. I'm just going to then be like, okay, today I'm going to notice that and I'm going to move with a little more grace and maybe a little slower today. I might not accomplish as much as I wanted to, and that's completely fine. And so with this 10-minute kind of challenge that I'm creating here, I want you to be able to come and check in and see how you feel. And then not come from a place of anger or frustration. If you're like, I want more energy, or I wish I felt different, or blah, 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 blah. Like, those can all be true, but in the moment, how are you right now? And then let your practice reflect that, let your day reflect that, and how can you just kind of like acknowledge where you are and meet yourself instead of push or force or ignore it. So I just thought that was something I wanted to touch on, because again, movement is always really great. Stretching and kind of letting go of technique is always really important, but I do think that the most important part of yoga is connecting to your body and your breath. And that means checking in and seeing how you're feeling and noticing if things feel different today and where and how, and then acknowledging it, but then also moving through your day, respecting that. So just a little seminar at the beginning, but let's go ahead and start in a nice seat here, lifting up high out of the sits bones. And then let's take a couple shoulder rolls, kind of opening up the chest. And then just bring those shoulders forward. And then take a couple neck rolls. Let's take 2 in each direction. And moving in the other way. Nice. Let's take some side stretches here. So reach the arms up overhead. You can bring your right hand out to the side. Giving a nice big stretch, rooting down the opposite hips. You can really feel that stretch. Try not to round the spine as you're here. Lifting up. Full breath in. Exhale. And gently come all the way back. Let's find the other side. Reaching up and over, noticing as the side feel tighter. And again, we're noticing those things so that we can just have more awareness. It's not to notice it so that we're frustrated. We're just like, oh, my right side's tighter than my left. Noted. Full breath. Exhale. Nice. Come all the way back to center. Nice. Give our shoulders a nice big shrug. We're going to take some twists here. Let's actually switch the leg you have crossed in front. Change things up a little bit. And inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Give yourself a nice twist to the right. Again, I'm feeling really sore and achy today, so my twist is going to be different than it was yesterday. Another reason to check in and notice. So don't force anything. Don't push through anything. With yoga, we're connecting to our body. We're working with it, not against it. Full breath. Exhale. Come back through center, reach the arms up overhead, and then take your twist to the other side. Working with it is definitely something that I had to learn. When I first started yoga, I wanted to be the best yoga student there ever was. I wanted to do all the challenging poses. I wanted to make sure I was upside down and did all the things. And then it took me a while to be like, oh, that's not the point. Full breath in. Exhale. Nice. Gently come back to center. Let's give those shoulders a nice big shrug. And we're going to find our way to a tabletop. So just sweep the legs out. Finding all fours here. I'm going to turn to the side and just start taking, we're going to do about 4 rounds of cat-cows here. So you can always find any cat-cow you'd like. I'm going to start really small today, kind of just doing the traditional shapes. Again, I'm listening to my body. And you do the same. If you're feeling like you want some hip circles, some wrist flips, maybe the neck gets a little bit of a circle. Let's take 4 more breaths here. Nope, that's wrong. 2 more breaths. Typical yoga teacher, we don't know how many breaths we've actually taken. 1 more breath. Exhale. Nice. Now let's actually shake the hips side to side. So we've been going kind of in this, what is that? Oh my God, vertical position with the hips. So let's try and shake them side to side. So bringing the right hip towards the right elbow, the left hip to the left elbow. You can add in some kind of roundings of the spine, just warming things up here. Let's take 1 more to either side. Nice. And then come back to a neutral tabletop. Let's just tuck the toes and just give ourselves a couple rocks back and forth. We're now stretching into the soles of the feet. Let's take 1 more breath here. Big inhale. Big exhale. Nice. Come back to the center. Keep those toes tucked. Let's find a downward facing dog for just a breath here. Just to pedal out the feet. Feel the stretch in the back of the legs. 1 more breath here. Exhale. Nice. Let's gently bring the knees down. And just come up to sit on the knees. Glutes back. Giving ourselves a nice big stretch. Opening up the chest. And we're going to take a little some hip stretches here before we finish out. So come up to rise on the knees. I told you guys I'm not firing on all cylinders today. That's okay. We're going to step that right foot in front of us, finding a low crescent lunge here. And we're making sure we're lifting out of the low core so that we have that nice stretch in the left hip flexor here. You can have the hands on the hips today just to make sure that they are staying squared and that they're not moving too much. Full breath in. Exhale, bend a little bit more into that front knee, but try not to really arch the low back. And then come forward. 2 more. Last one. Nice. And then you're gently going to heel toe that right foot a little bit out to the side. So now you're on a diagonal. And the right toes are going to also face on that diagonal. We're going to stretch into the inner thigh. You can keep the hands here if you'd like. Full breath. Bend into that knee. Feeling a little bit more in the pelvis here. Come back to center. 2 more. You're using the whole low core here just to help with stability as well. Nice. Then come back to center. Ooh. Bring the knees back down. Let's find the other side. Coming up. I'm going to use this instead of trying to not use a support. Find the low crescent lunge. Again, hands can come. Maybe you switch the hands, lifting up the low core. Full breath in. Bend that front knee. Breathe into that right side. Whew. Come back to center. 2 more. Maybe close the eyes. Just notice how it feels. Last one. It's really small. Come back to center, heel toe that left foot out towards the side on a diagonal, and then also turn the toes out so the knees are staying over the ankle. And then we'll bend into that knee, feeling it a little more in the inner thigh and the pelvis. Come back to center. 2 more. Last one. And come back to center. Nice. Now bring the knee to meet it. And let's sit back. Let's find a closed child's pose, an embryo pose. Knees are together. Arms can wrap around the heels. Let's take a full round of breath here. Exhale, let it go. And very slowly, just peel yourself up to sit. And we'll slide off either side. I'm going to turn to face you. You can shake out the legs if you like. Whew. And we're just going to seal our practice here, giving ourselves a long exhale, getting everything out of the lungs. Big inhale, fill up the belly. Open up the mouth, side out. Beautiful work. Bring the hands to prayer at heart center, giving yourself the gratitude for, again, taking the time to just check in, see how you're feeling, giving yourself a little gratitude for showing up. Thank you all so much for trusting me to guide you this afternoon. I will see you tomorrow at 1. Bye.